It looks like the fight between Mayweather and Conor McGregor is gonna happen for real. Floyd Mayweather, Sky Sports is reporting that Floyd Mayweather has claimed that he's officially back from retirement to face Conor McGregor. And this is what Floyd Mayweather had to say. Now, Conor McGregor, I'm officially coming out of retirement just to fight Conor McGregor. I don't want to hear any more excuses about money. Sign the paperwork with UFC so you can fight me in June. Simple and plain. Let's fight in June. You're the B side and I'm the A side. I'm tired of all this crying about money and blowing smoke up everybody's ass. If you want to fight, sign the paperwork and let's do it. Floyd Mayweather's statement. Well, folks, it looks like the fight is gonna happen after all. Floyd Mayweather wants to make another huge payday after all the money he made from the Pacquiao fight, and he has the perfect opportunities has landed in his lap with Conor McGregor. Low risk, high reward fight. He's gonna beat Conor McGregor up for a huge sum of money. It doesn't get any better than that. This fight, I don't know who actually entertained this fight. I don't know where this idea of this fight came from. If it was Conor McGregor or it was Floyd Mayweather or just the fight fans who were clamoring for this fight. I don't think this fight is going to be an entertaining fight. Conor McGregor is no match for Floyd Mayweather. If the fight is going to be in the octagon, it will be more of a match. It will be more of a match than in a boxing ring. Because Conor McGregor, even in the octagon, he wins most of his fights throwing in his hands. He doesn't do lots of groundwork in his fights. Most of his fights I've seen, he's actually won the fight throwing his hands, standing. He wins fights with a stand-up game and a few leg kicks and here and there, but mostly with he throws his hands. He more likes boxing to win, boxes his opponents to win his fights. But he's not a boxer, so the success he's been getting with the UFC fighters, you cannot equate that to a boxer, someone who fights, who plies his trade in boxing. UFC fighters have a lot of skills to perfect in order to fight in the UFC. They don't only have to box. They have to learn jiu-jitsu and a whole lot in order to fight in the UFC. But Conor McGregor, he does any sort of jiu-jitsu. All he does is box. He knocks out his opponents with punches here and there in the UFC. So I think people are looking at that and thinking he will make progress in the boxing ring because he throws his hands in his fights. Somebody like Skip Bayless is really convinced Conor McGregor will knock Floyd Mayweather out because he's seen what he has been doing in the UFC. I don't know if he's trying to get his show to have more ratings or he's just deluded. Anybody who follows boxing and is really into boxing knows Conor McGregor has no chance against Floyd Mayweather. Even if Mayweather was 60 years of age, he will still beat Conor McGregor. Compare the UFC fighter to a boxer. First of all, I'm not even concerned with the boxing gloves. You are used to wearing these tiny gloves to fight UFC fights, and now you are going to switch to these to boxing gloves, something you are not conversant with, in a boxing match against a defensive boxer, the greatest defensive boxer in our generation, and you expect you knock him out. How deluded can you be? I'm sure he's in on the ploy, because I think both fighters have agreed to put on a show to rape the viewers of huge chunks of money. They are building the fight up knowing there's nothing to write home about. They're going to put up a show to make as much money as they can and sail off into the sunset. Conor McGregor might end up not fighting the UFC anymore. And Mayweather is definitely not going to fight anymore. So they are both in on a plan to rape viewers of huge chunks of money and ride off into the sunset. This is what I think is going on. Because this fight, I don't really see the point of this fight. Somebody who plays his trade, two different sports, and you want to fight, and the other fighter has to concede all the advantages to another one in a boxing ring. It's unfair to Conor McGregor, but he doesn't care, because he's gonna make huge chunks of money. It's all about the money. Who wouldn't get knocked out for a huge sum of money? Anybody would do it, so why wouldn't they? So this is what I think of this whole Conor McGregor versus Mayweather fight. This fight is just about the money, and both Conor McGregor and Mayweather are in on this fight, because they've realized the sort of potential this fight, the potential to gain huge sums of money this fight gives them. And they've come to the conclusion everybody's on deck and in on the plan to rip off the viewers and make huge sums of money. This is what I think of Mayweather coming out of retirement. That's all for now. Catch you on the next one.